Cool.
Welcome to our first podcast.
Yeah.
Here we go. We don't have a name for it yet or anything, but
We'll get around to
we'll find one.
I think you had some good suggestions when we were trying to figure out names, but
Yeah.
Trying to remember. Yeah. The ones like the Elite Four, they were like Scrub Squad.
Scrub Squad was pretty strong.
I was thinking maybe Crazy Talk could be one.
Maybe.
Considering we're like meant to be a chaos. I love that our name is Chaos Theory, but we're three of the most chill
Calm people.
Yeah.
I know.
I mean,
It works. Our gameplay's a bit.
if you be in Gang Beasts is very
Oh
good.
boy, that's
Yeah.
a whole other thing.
So,
Colin
we're
Waluigi.
you're probably going to guess by
Yep.
the title, but we're going to talk about a bit of E3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all the conferences have already happened, so now it's just the last couple of weeks of everything happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is our point of view, so people that weren't there. So I feel like a lot of the times when there's things about this, there's people that were there got to experience it, but this is our genuine opinion from the other side of the world.
Just from the conferences that we've got to see in the gameplay that we've gotten to see overall. Because as of recording, it's Thursday, the 3rd of June. So yesterday was Nintendo's panel, and
Big
right
one.
now they're doing their open room.
Yeah,
things
everyone's
over
just
E3.
doing their open
Also, like
room
it's stated,
showcase.
you just said the 3rd of June.
Did I?
13th.
13th of June.
I'm pretty sure you also said
We're from
gameplay
the
instead of
future.
gameplay.
Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah, we
I had
know
a
what's
mild
going to happen.
stroke.
Some stuff's gonna go down
Some
next week.
stuff's coming
Yeah.
down.
So yeah, we got some of the panels and stuff up here. So ones that we're willing to talk about a bit more than others.
Yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
Yeah.
Like we'll give rough run-throughs of everything at least.
Yeah.
But the
All
ones
big-
that we're obviously excited about, we're going to go into more detail as we go.
Definitely.
Yeah,
as
so
you could
I guess
expect.
we'll make our way down the line of what happened on each day. I should
Yeah.
probably move that
Yeah.
way because it's going to keep banging there.
So let's start off with Microsoft.
Microsoft.
Start off with
Yeah.
Microsoft. Yeah. I'm not a big Xbox gamer anymore. I wasn't too into this one massively. However, the new console that they were bringing out, well, now called Project Scarlet,
Yeah.
that could be really big.
That's going to be awesome
Really
when
big.
it comes. Because probably easily the most powerful console
Yeah.
to come out to this date.
Well, yeah, because they've already jumped ahead with the Xbox One X.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so now they're just trying to go further ahead with that. Of course, you're going to have your PC gamers being like, oh,
Oh, of
PC can
course.
already do
Yeah,
that. Whole point of this is it's not meant to be like an $1,000 console
No.
type thing that you have to constantly buy new things to upgrade it. Like, it should just
Be
be
ready
what
made.
it is. Yeah.
Ready made.
Just a good old console.
Yeah, so I'm an Xbox guy overall. So I did enjoy Microsoft's press conference. I didn't see it all live because it aired at like, 8 o'clock in the morning for us.
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
I like my sleep. So I woke up to all the news. Mainly the biggest thing to come out of it was Keanu Reeves.
Keanu
So
Reeves,
Keanu
for
Reeves
sure.
The Cyberpunk
being in
2077.
Cyberpunk.
You know,
Probably
finally
one of-
having a release
Probably
date.
one of the most hyped games over the last.
I mean, it's been
I don't
being
know.
built for what, 7
Yeah.
years
Yeah,
or so?
taking a
something like
long
that.
time.
Yeah.
But
and
I think-
finally release date April next year?
Something like that.
End of March, maybe?
I could not tell you.
I'm
Yeah.
going to pitch April 16th. Don't quote me on that, but it was around then.
Okay, April 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
April 16th.
Very good.
Nice.
There you go. Yeah.
Alright.
Along with Halo Infinite, so we only got a little bit of a teaser for Halo Infinite, which is good because we haven't really heard much about it. We knew it was coming,
Yeah.
but it hasn't been something that's
Yeah.
been spoken about enough just because, it's one of Microsoft's purely own exclusive games left, so I don't think they want to jump at it. Like,
Yeah.
just like, here's all this stuff for it, since
Yeah.
it is something they need to build up and make it work, considering, like, based off my personal opinion, the last two haven't been the best.
I mean, depending on when it comes out, it could be a console seller for the new one.
Well, it is.
Yeah,
It's,
oh,
it's their
it'll be a
launch
release.
title.
Okay,
So
It'll be like Breath of the Wild.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is. So if you get a Xbox Scarlet, whatever it's going to be out of called, you'll get Halo Infinite with it.
Nice. That's
It
a
is.
good one.
It is their launch title, which makes sense. I'm having a struggle. Which makes sense considering most of the other times when they've launched a console, it's been their front runner.
Yeah.
And they're also opening up a new streaming service.
I did
think
hear
it's
about that.
xCloud.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Yeah, Project xCloud.
Which is interesting.
High-end games from mobile devices while away from home.
What was
So-
it? No lag or no run?
Yeah.
No,
Oh, so that was the thing. What
no
was
delay.
Like, yeah.
That was it. Yeah.
It was like on the controller, and there was like a little stand for the phone.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? And like you could play it and things like that. That was pretty cool.
That's really
Well,
cool.
that's also going into Bethesda. Bethesda has the same thing, which is a bit
yeah.
interesting.
But the other thing from Microsoft I'm really excited for, I've mentioned this before, is the new game Otherworld that's coming out. That looks really good.
Yeah.
So it's made by the people who did Fallout New Vegas, the main people behind that game, and you can see the inspiration in that through the gameplay trailers they've
It's in
launched.
space.
It just looks wacky and fun, and I'm very
so
excited
hopefully
for
it does well. Yeah.
I think that was
Okay,
about it for the major sort of Microsoft Xbox sort of.
Yeah, there wasn't too much to it, which was good. Like, short and simple. Advertise what will work and not oversaturate it with a bunch of games that no one's heard of and no one's going to care about. Like, we heard what we wanted to hear, we got what we expected in our new consoles, and now in Halo and all that sort of stuff. So
it was a good start, really good start to E3.
Especially first thing they pretty much advertised was the console.
Yeah, that was a big opener.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah, so that was a solid conference to open up the show, but then they went... Ubisoft was next, I'm pretty sure.
No, Ubisoft was the day after.
Oh, Bethesda.
Bethesda was
Yep.
next.
So moving on to that.
Big.
So Bethesda opened up purely with apologising for Fallout 76.
Yep.
Which is good. It,
That's cool that it
takes
earns that.
guts to go up in front of
Yeah.
like the biggest conference of the year for gaming and say we've heard your criticism and being open about it, which is good. So what they announced, which got a big reaction, is they're finally releasing NPC characters into Fallout 76, which is making it more like a Fallout world.
Yeah.
The way they explained it, which was easily just to cover up, but I did like the way they explained it, was each year is going to be something new. So year 1 was coming out of the vault and experiencing the world. Year 2 is people returning to the civilization and trying to take it back.
Yeah.
Alright.
So there does appear from the trailer being like there's 2 factions. You're going to pick which faction you want to side with and all that sort of storyline as you get in your classic Fallout games. So it's just a bit more structured than what was there. They also spoke about how, because through all the feedback they've gotten, how poorly the game went, it's actually a really good and supportive online community, which is good to hear.
Yeah.
But I don't think anyone would ever come out and go, our community is a bunch of assholes. So
We'd hope not anyway.
It's a community that... It's a community that loves the franchise as well. They want it to be good, so it's good that they actually gave genuine feedback of how they want the game to be,
So
and
that-
that Bethesda's actually listening to that.
So that DLC
Yeah.
is in for year 2, which will fall in fall, so us for spring 2019.
Yep.
And it's titled Wastelanders.
I find it a little bit weird though. They were so rushed to complete 76 that I think it would have helped them a lot more if they waited until now.
If they
to
delayed
release
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
I think it was just one of those things because they hadn't done it before. They wanted the feedback, but didn't know how to do that without there being like 8 different beta tests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just put the
Yeah.
game out, hope for the best. Like a few games have done it in the last few years.
Yeah, Nintendo did that with the game recently, like Damon National.
Yeah,
It was.
they went
Yeah.
a lot on
Oh,
for
Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah,
That's the one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
a lot of the other games that they spoke about is they talked about the Elder Scrolls Blades, which is not one I've ever played, but that's coming to the Switch, and
That is.
apparently it's
Yeah.
going to be a really good fit in for that.
Fair enough.
So that's just another,
I've had minimal experience with that on the phone.
yeah. I'm not a phone gamer, so
I got it just to see what it would be. Overarching systems, not too bad.
Okay.
However, it's still not.
I have heard there's a lot of games
Amazing.
for it. There was also Ghostwire Tokyo, which had the very enthusiastic presenter that everyone loved.
Yeah, that's the one.
So there wasn't
Okay.
much about that game. It was just a lot of visual stuff. Pretty much the plot for that is a bunch of people around Tokyo are going missing, and it's your job to kind of figure out what's going on.
In theory, sounds like a fun game.
It does, and it looked visually quite nice. A lot of people were really sad about the dog that got left there by itself. But yeah, it's just a lot of visual stuff, and if that's what the game's going to look like, I'm okay with it. And it does look a bit kooky, and like stuff's going to happen. It was explained to be quite a spooky game, so I guess we're going to be going into almost a horror realm type there, which is good and something that we don't normally see from Bethesda. And then we have our Elder Scrolls Online.
yeah.
So another a DLC for
DLC.
that for Elsewhere.
Oh yeah, I've seen
Khajiit Homeworld.
being seen advertising for that everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you
People.
can't miss
So
it.
their main thing for that was they showed another one of their many short films that they always do.
Yeah.
And it was quite impressive. A lot of dragon stuff because dragons have been like the main thing in the game lately.
yeah.
In return, there's some famous characters that people loved.
Yeah.
But along with that, there is a mini DLC coming out before then, which is Scalebreaker. So they're still giving out as much content as they can leading up to that. Anything to say on that?
On Bethesda? Not really, to be honest.
Yeah.
I need to...
Well, they've still got a few.
Yeah,
things
so
that we
they've
gotta
got,
go-
they've got
Yeah.
Commander Keen, which is a new mobile game, which is based off a very, very old game.
Have either of you played the original?
Never heard of it before in my life.
Very fun 90s game.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have
Very,
heard.
very great side-scrolling sort of
Nice.
game. I don't know what I would sort of link it to.
What console was it? Like, was that
PC.
like... Okay,
PC.
right.
This was, I think, right before consoles.
Okay.
Incredibly big game in the 90s from what I remember.
Yeah, so the plot-wise of this is you're playing as the old Commander Keen's 2 children,
Okay.
along with eventually more DLC characters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We also got Wolfenstein Youngblood.
Yes.
That looks like a very good game.
Yes.
So Wolfenstein's first co-op.
As playing Wolfenstein for the last, 15, 20 years, I'm quite excited to see how this will go. I've played
yeah.
Wolfenstein, like from the original, here's the camera, you are the camera.
Yeah.
Wolfenstein to Wolfenstein 2, the one that was most recently released, having a blank on the name.
Yeah, so it looks interesting. The quote that was given is even more Nazis to kill and young blood and can kill those Nazis with a friend. That was their main thing. They just kept yelling Nazis. That was kill Nazis.
Yeah,
that's basically
Pretty
Yeah.
much the game, which is
Yeah,
good. But
that's-
I liked it.
that's
I thought
serious.
the launch was done well. It got a good reaction from the crowd. It is one of their bigger games right now.
Yeah.
surprisingly cheap as well. I think it's on the PlayStation Store. I know. I think it's about $60.
That's pretty good.
Australian,
Australian
so-
dollars, yeah.
So we had a new game from the Arcane Studios, which is a group behind Dishonored. They revealed their game Deathloop, which I really like the concept of.
Yeah.
Another one of those problems of we didn't see any gameplay. It was purely released for introducing us to our first two characters and the whole concept. It goes for typical thing that we've seen in a few movies where you die, you start the day again kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Or I don't know if it's start the day again, but you're reborn.
Yeah.
And the whole point was that this is two people living in quite a hostile world, but they're out to kill each other.
Fair enough.
Quite a bit.
So theoretically, it's sort of like a Groundhog Day sort of
Yeah.
thing
Yeah.
where it's like you die, but you just come straight back.
It takes place in the Black Reef, which is the location, during a time of madness. Colt and Juliana are the game's dual protagonists, reminiscent of Dishonored 2, but it appears they are on opposite teams. The gameplay is stylish, showing off a gunplay and swordplay, reminiscent of Arcane Studios' previous series, and seemed to harken back to a lot of the gameplay elements made in Dishonored, such a popular series. Quote, it's really fucking cool.
Yeah.
That was my favorite thing. It's really fucking
Nice.
cool. The two presenters in it really were proud of what they were showing, and you could tell, which is something I like to see. Like, I like it when it's obviously people that work on the game that are speaking
Yeah,
about it, and not someone
definitely.
they've paid to be a presenter, which a few groups like Microsoft do quite a lot.
Yeah.
I think, the best way to get through to a panel or something is have someone who worked on the game. It's because they can tell you the ins and the outs of the game.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was
They can show off what they've done.
it was
like,
Deathloop, and it was the other one, Ghostwire
Tokyo.
Tokyo.
Yeah.
That had this some of the most enthusiastic people I've seen for a while.
yeah, fair enough.
That's
fair
cool
enough.
to see.
And
yeah.
one of the main things, so oddly enough, they haven't spoken about Doom here, but yes, Doom Eternal was
yeah,
spoken
Doom
about quite a
Eternal.
bit, but I think that's very recent, coming out very soon.
Yeah, it's 22nd of November.
Yep.
Yeah.
As
year.
the same as Wolfenstein, I've played Doom forever.
Doom's a
Again,
good one.
straight from when you had the camera as your eyes and
Yeah.
you had a gun right here.
And the thing I'm excited about for this as well is like we're getting this on every platform as well, like
Yeah.
even Switch. Because the Switch port for Doom was surprisingly really well done. Like you could tell they actually put a
Well,
lot
it's
of
because
design.
they're using a different engine that everyone's used, so that's
Yeah.
what Bethesda's good about, is they've always been like trying to push boundaries and they make their own stuff.
Yeah.
Which, going on to this, yes, the Xbox, like Microsoft has their own kind of platform, I would say it is, for more
Yeah.
streaming.
Yeah.
While they're actually been working on a tech for streaming.
Oh, okay.
So they have
Right.
Orion streaming tech. And they showed us a gameplay of them playing Doom, and it was so... I want to have faith that this is true, and I presume it was, but they had someone walk out on stage streaming on her, like, looking
Oh,
at a
yeah,
screen
yeah.
on her phone playing. So she was playing
Yeah.
on a TV in another room, but there was so much no lag or anything like in between stream that she could see it live.
I think that
so
was like the
cool.
very first bit of footage I saw on E3 this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was the person
Opened
playing
it,
on
it was
the
instantly gone.
controller.
Yeah, because they walked out, they had camera. I was like, what are they doing? It's really weird. And then I realized what she was doing. And that's pretty cool. I think it's wishful thinking, like expecting everyone's
Yeah.
systems to run like that. I hope it does, as someone who likes streaming. It
think
would
that
be
is-
highly
So I think the
beneficial.
only
That is the
worry
future.
is if they were using it then, like live, there would have been the only ones using it at the time. When you have more people
Yeah.
using the
Yeah.
service, then it could overload it. But the hope is
Yeah,
that it
I
won't,
think
yeah.
it will be something that will floor, and I don't think it's expected to be launched anytime soon.
I think it is definitely the future and will definitely be quite a big thing.
Yeah, especially because I realized streaming is where it's at now.
Oh yeah, nowadays.
Everyone streams.
It's
Like,
everywhere.
you get everyone from all types. Actors stream. You get musicians streaming and all that sort of stuff. It's just like such a community that people want to be a part of.
Yeah, it's not just gaming anymore. It's taken over. Like
You
so
got
many
your
every
cooking
avenues,
streams. You got live streams. You got
lessons,
all sort of stuff,
like
yeah.
teaching. Yeah.
Yeah, and just going back to Doom Eternal, they've got a new gameplay mode. It's like a multiplayer mode. It's demons against the Doomslayer. So I'm sure you guys saw this. You can choose one of two sides. You can either be the Doomslayer,
Doomslayer
or you
or-
can be
yeah.
one of various demons, whether it be the Revenant, Just trying to think. Probably not the Cyber Demon. Probably not.
I miss like Left 4 Dead 2
Yeah.
multiplayer.
Yeah, but like you can be one of the top demons, and you can spawn smaller demons like the Imp
Yeah.
or just the regular sort of guys to try and take down the Doomslayer.
That's so cool.
Yeah, some extra things that they had referenced that weren't really dwelt upon here. So they're still working on Elder Scrolls 6.
Yep.
So and Starfield, which are things that we didn't see
did
much
hear
of
about
just
that,
because
yeah.
they are not close enough to being shown, and don't want to get hopes up too
Yeah.
quickly. Yeah, Elder Scrolls Elsewhere, Rage 2 new features,
Oh, yeah.
including cheat codes, vehicles, game modes, and
Yep.
modifiers. It will also come with expansive Rise of the Ghosts. We have Wolfenstein Cyberpilot, the VR companion game to Youngblood, was shown very
definitely
briefly.
getting that as well.
But yeah, that looks very interesting. And QuakeCon is coming up where they will be showing more and more of their stuff
Right.
very soon.
One last thing on Doom. If you get the collector's edition, you get a Doom helmet.
Worth it.
Like the actual,
Oh, the actual physical.
full-size
Yeah.
Doom helmet.
That's pretty cool, actually.
So I'm getting that.
Alright, let me look up. I'm pretty sure Devolver was next, but...
Actually, before I want to get to that, there's one we missed.
Hmm?
Electronic Arts.
Oh,
It was on the day before. This
Whoops.
kicked it all off. So starting that off, they
Oh, yeah.
started with Star Wars Fallen Order.
ah.
I don't have faith in Star Wars games anymore.
No.
It's like we had such great ones, but lately it's just been terrible.
See, my thing
Yeah.
is just EA. I hear the name EA, I just think microtransactions
Pretty
nowadays.
much.
Like, they've kind
I
of just
hear
soured
that.
it for me.
And FIFA.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They also had Apex Legends. There's a new operator coming.
Uh-huh.
We're going to go into season 2. Only problem is apparently a lot of reports are showing that it's leaning more towards the Fortnite style of gameplay.
That's a shame.
Oh,
Which
yeah.
doesn't excite me. But I do expect some content for us in the future of Apex. It's something easy that we can
it's
jump
something we
into.
play on occasion.
The new character is Watson. That's all we know about her so far.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But she'll be out very soon.
See, I'm hoping it doesn't lead towards Fortnite style of gameplay, because that's what I like about Apex, is that it isn't similar to Fortnite in that sense. Like,
Fortnite's bad. If you play Fortnite, like, what are you doing?
you do you. But
Like, I get it, it's a free
I'm not
game
gonna
and you
play it.
might be younger and stuff, but there's so many better games out there. There's better Battle Royale games.
Yeah.
Play Battle Royale Minecraft mode. Like, it's the same thing. But yeah, they showed for Battlefield 5, all they gave us was a map.
I think it must be in very early productions.
It
Probably.
doesn't look like it. I think they just don't want to release too much.
And now we get into another my
Yep.
expertise.
Yep.
FIFA and Madden.
Thought so.
FIFA and Madden. It's all great in that they've brought essentially FIFA Street back with the new Volta mode, which is 3-on-3, I believe.
Nice.
However, there's also a new free kick and penalty system. However, I, along with, I want to say, a good 70% of the FIFA community, just want updated career mode. Player, manager. You can bring back player manager if you'd like, but I think without a revitalization of the career mode system, people are just going to complain year after year.
And that's one of
Oh,
our biggest
without a
problems with
doubt.
every sports game. Like, you have your WWEs, your NHLs, and all that. Like, the career modes are lacking in what people want.
Yeah.
Um,
It's like WWE was better this time around, definitely.
It was, but WWE tends to do one good one and
And
then
then-
two bad ones.
Yeah.
Also, I tend to personally disagree. Because in 19, I believe it was, for Madden, they started up a story mode for like a career player. That was actually quite good.
Nice.
Along with NBA, they've had it for years.
Yeah.
A couple that stick into my mind are 15 and 17. 15, I think like you missed out on the draft. You had like a 10-day trial with a team of whichever grade you get in the trial game. 17 was also quite good. I think that was the one where you were nicknamed Orange Juice.
Yeah.
Classic.
So that was also quite good. And the one this year is quite good. You start off in China of all places.
As you do.
No, Chinese basketball is actually quite big. And then you go to like the second sort of division in the NBA, which is the G League.
Yeah.
You do well enough in that, you get moved up. And yeah, so story mode in sports games is coming a long way.
Oh, compared
And
to what
a
it used
long
to be,
way.
definitely. Yeah.
They also gave us Sims 4.
Sims.
Yep, just a little expansion. What is it called? It is Island Living.
Yep.
So it's just you get a deserted island type
It
thing.
Sims. Everyone's gonna buy it, probably.
Yeah, pretty straightforward. And then what makes me mad in here is they go Skate 4. Oh my god, they finally announced Skate 4. So, no, they didn't.
They didn't.
That's apparently the only game everyone's waiting for, and they refuse to make it.
Yep.
And I could agree. I want that.
And then Madden 2020, which is the last EA thing, bringing in a new story mode where you get to create your own character instead of having a pre-selected character.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's pretty much your road to being the number one quarterback in the NFL, from what I believe.
That's pretty cool.
I think.
Yep.
So
What should we
There's
hit on
also
next?
PC gaming show, but there was nothing exciting about that. Pretty
Yeah.
much just talked about all the games coming to PC. So Halo Infinite, Doom, all that sort of stuff. They spoke about if you log in to Sea of Thieves, you get a special Halo themed ship.
nice.
Pretty much all there was there that I know of. Zombie Army 4 is coming out.
Yep.
Which is just a spin-off of the Sniper Elite series
Yep.
featuring zombies.
There were Borderlands 3 gameplay trailers shown on that day as well.
Oh,
the
there was
first day.
two.
There was over most of the days.
Yeah.
It was one of the
Yeah.
biggest pushes.
But it was good to see actual gameplay footage as well, instead of just like
especially
cinematic
since it's
trailers.
coming so soon as well.
Yeah,
September, I
September.
believe. 22nd of September, I think.
And that's like what, 3 months away, basically.
Pretty
not
much.
not far at all. at
Just
this
over
point.
3 months, yeah.
Cool.
So
Our
move
wallets
on-
are gonna hurt. There's a lot of games coming out this year still.
Yeah.
So
we
let
move on
us
to
move on to Ubi.
Ubisoft?
Ubi. This one could probably be done quite quickly.
Ubisoft.
Main
Watch Dogs?
push was Watch Dogs
Watch
Legion.
Dogs Legion looks good actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's apparently their most ambitious title to date.
You can be anyone.
can be
The fact that-
anyone.
Also, I don't. Surely they would have had to have some voice actors do multiple characters, because the thing is, every single character that you can take over, which is everyone in the game, has their own voice acting, their own lines. Like, it's such an ambitious
They might have just
launch.
gone
but-
all out with it and paid hundreds of people to
yeah,
come in.
but that's so cool. Like, nothing like that has happened in the game, like at this level.
Main
before
joke
now.
just being that they showed in the trailer you could be an old woman.
Yep, and
it's
beat
very
the
entertaining.
absolute piss
As
out
shown
of
here,
people.
I'm scrolling through and the picture is just the Queen holding a gun. And it
Nice.
just says hashtag Watch Dogs 3.
It's going to be good.
I think that was the first playable grandma in E3 history. Mm-hmm. Might be.
Could be.
What? There's a game called Gods and Monsters.
Actually, I mean, we don't know anything about the gameplay or anything yet,
yeah,
but the only reason
yeah.
that I'm kind of excited for it is it's different. Because the thing about this Ubisoft thing, apart from Roller Champions, every single other game was a shooter
Yeah.
that they showed.
That's basically where.
Oh,
it is.
except for Just Dance, but they didn't even show any.
That's an
gameplay of
absolute
it.
shooter.
Nintendo, yeah. They didn't show any gameplay of that at all. They had a live
Yeah.
dance,
What's
which
just-
they do every year.
Go-
I'll just do that in a year and a half.
Yeah,
Ghost
let's be honest.
Ghost
If we need the
Recon.
views.
They had Ghost Recon Breakpoint DLC,
DLC
which
for that, yeah.
which John Burfall came out with a dog. That was their main shtick,
Mm-hmm.
because they knew they lost because Keanu Reeves came out the day before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roller Champions. I've been playing the demo for that. It's pretty simplistic, but it is quite fun. 3-on-3, typical, like not typical, like a kind of amped up version of roller derby. How many laps you do holding the ball depends on how many goals you get. First to 5, 10-minute games. Quite simple, nothing crazy, but it is quite enjoyable.
Because I see it as like a Rocket League
Yeah,
esque
so do
game,
I.
but like
Yeah.
you have limbs this time, obviously.
That
so a
that
bit
is
more
the
simple to
equivalent.
control.
Still looks pretty good.
All
though.
I can
Yeah,
speak from my
actually.
experience is I am just a way better tackler than anything else. Like I just keep taking people out.
Take them out.
Brilliant soundtrack so far.
Okay, that's
Brilliant
good.
soundtrack.
That's good to hear.
Division 2.
Division 2, they got DLC. For
yeah.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
But again, no gameplay footage. Damn it, that was the main
something,
issue.
something that I
So
like
much
is
of it.
Rainbow Six Quarantine. So I'm a big Rainbow Six fan. And so they're taking a DLC back from probably over just a year ago now, I would
this
like
point?
to say. Where they had a little bit of a zombies game type. And it was a little thing, 3-player co-op, a few of the characters who go through to a story. They're actually turned that into its own game now, which I like. So a little bit of a spin-off game. And I think that's good, like give it its own thing, because it was one that was either really overlooked or really loved by the fan base, because it was just a different game type for us to play.
Yeah.
As it is a simple game with no story, basically just a shooter. It's fun when we get a different type of game type, and we don't get that very often, that type of game. So I'm glad to see that they're going through that. I really enjoyed it. Personally, it was only around for couple months, like a season, like they normally do.
So it's cool.
Fair
It's
enough.
getting an actual launch.
Yeah.
As its own thing now. Yeah.
So it just says this looks like a 3-player co-op game made by a new team in Montreal. They're hoping to reinvent co-op gameplay. They didn't show too much. It has zombies and guns. It's a zombie gun game.
Yeah.
That's
Fair enough.
pretty much all you know. It's early kind of information, and then Uplay Plus.
Yep. Which
Yeah.
basically, it's what you would imagine to be. Everywhere else has a streaming service now. They have their own place where you can like sign up, pay a certain amount. I think it's $15.99 or something.
I
a
couldn't
month.
tell you.
Could be less.
All I can tell you is I'm not paying for it.
There we go.
Yeah.
And you get access to all of their main games, really.
I don't want to pay that to be disappointed.
Now we move on to Square Enix.
Oh, I had that. Let me look that up
Yes,
again.
or Nintendo. Apparently, my friend wants to do.
Well, anyway, wasn't massive from Square Enix, but also sort of massive at the same time. More Final Fantasy VII.
More Final Fantasy in general,
Yeah.
really. They're just cashing in on that at this point, which who can blame them?
Yeah.
Really.
Final Fantasy
Yeah.
VII Remake. 8's coming to Switch.
We actually got gameplay footage for 7, so I was very excited to see that. They showed you, like, the thing that I really liked was in, like, the gameplay, they actually showed, like, while playing it live, like, what happens when you do different, like, combos and stuff. They actually showed the results of that and how it works in the game as well, and showed you how to be successful in it as well, which I like that a lot. It showed
Yeah.
you how they're actually playing it as opposed to just, here's a beautiful cinematic, and then here's this game, whereas they actually, like, showed
It's
what it's going to be.
If you've played 15, the gameplay looks like an updated version of 15.
that, yeah.
It's quite good, and I'm looking forward to it.
I'm definitely looking forward to it. They announced 8 as well, but that's just... They're doing that the same way they did 7 and 9. Yeah, they just chucked it on.
And their other big one was Marvel Avengers A
Yes.
Day.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of the hate about that game so far has just been it's not Robert Downey Jr., it's not Chris Evans. In which I say, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it
You're
wasn't
not
going
gonna
to
get-
be.
Like I don't want to like be abusive, like not abusive, like mean, but that's just a stupid argument to have. They're not going to come in and like and Square Enix isn't going to pay all this money. Like they're great physical actors. I'm sick of like always just having celebrity actors. Like I'm so excited about Keanu Reeves and all that sort of stuff.
Keanu's the exception.
But
for sure.
I like to go back to Peter Dinklage in Destiny. He was rubbish. He made that game so lackluster because you're meant to have all these great high moments. It's like, but what do we do?
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Like that sort of stuff.
You
I'm
need-
happy. I think it's like it's an all-star cast in terms of voice actors. You got Troy Baker, you got Nolan North.
And that's
that sort
what
of
you
stuff.
need
Yeah.
for a
Yeah.
game like that. Having too many celebrities kind of makes you feel like you're watching a movie again.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
one of the things I found interesting with this one was they actually introduced us to the voice actors. Like
That
they
was really cool.
Did a clip
Yeah.
from the game, like like their trailer. Did a clip about the actors. Then later on, like the next day, there was a bit of gameplay footage shown. But it's interesting. Like you got Troy Baker being Bruce Banner. You got
Yeah.
Nolan North being Iron Man.
Man. Yep.
It'll definitely be one to keep an eye on.
Yeah, definitely.
It's gonna be big. I think. Like we still have a long time until that's released. It's not until I think like
Late-
mid year 2020. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think-
2020 at some point.
Yeah. So we have a long way to go. A lot more footage. So probably we'll see more of that
Yeah.
next year.
Definitely.
It was good to see something. It looks good, like visually. A lot of people saying it was pretty standard. I was like, listen, it's gonna be a big game. Like it's a 4-player co-op,
It's still
essentially a 4-player co-op version of the Spider-Man game.
Yeah.
Same sort of graphics. There's
Which was
already
one
been
of the
like
best
people
games
finding
of
like
last year.
teasers that they're gonna intertwine, so we could use that Spider-Man in that world.
actually these games were done quite a while ago as well. Back on the PlayStation 2, I think there were 2 games. Marvel Ultimate Alliance. For the life of me, I can't remember the plot of either of them. Although I remember playing one time and time again. Really good game.
Yeah.
And I think if this is anything like that, massive success.
I don't think it is because we're getting an Ultimate Alliance 3 as well.
Oh, that is
But
true.
that's
Well,
for
this
some reason,
one,
a Switch exclusive for that
Yeah.
one as
So
well,
this one,
which is cool
the
to me.
plot is they were moving like a new technology that Tony had made, and it ended up like getting stolen, and a bunch of bad stuff happened.
Yeah.
And they're blamed, so they've gone into retirement, they've disbanded all that sort of stuff. And then we get a 5-year time jump where something new's happened, and they've got to get back together, and it's dealing with all that. So we're getting like a darker side of the Tony Stark character.
Yeah.
Because when you watch the trailer, you see like the 5-year time jump, he's just gotten mad,
Trash.
like
Yeah.
massive beard, like almost like fat Thor from
From Avengers.
Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
But I mean more like the gameplay. As you said, it's 4-player.
Yeah.
So you have all 4 players on your screen fighting X amount of enemies in front of you.
Yeah, there's a lot of discussion about what that's going to be because there is a single player mode and there's a multiplayer mode.
Yeah.
So whether it's going to be single player story, multiplayer, whatever missions.
I could imagine
I
single
think
player
it'll be-
story would lead more towards the Spider-Man style.
Yeah, because they're just discussing that
Of
there
that
is
game.
one part of a scene where it's Iron Man and Hulk talking about another character,
Oh, okay.
and
so
it's like
maybe
how would they
it's-
play it out if your character's just
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
background, like they were like openly being like he's like an issue, like that sort of stuff.
Maybe the single you can have like single player story will be different from the multiplayer. So single player,
I'd assume so. Yeah.
you will bring in your own hero, whereas multiplayer is you can choose from a selection of
Yeah.
heroes to
That or it
do
could be
essentially the same story.
multi-person like story. Like you do one mission as Cap, one mission as Iron Man, and like switch around to continue the story going.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, in terms of other games, they showed. Oh, do you have anything else to add?
No.
Okay.
No.
We had footage or actual gameplay for Dragon Quest Builders 2, which
True.
personally very excited for
excited.
these games. Yes. And then they showed a bit more for 11 that's getting put onto Switch finally. For more Final Fantasy games, we got Crystal Chronicles, which is a GameCube game, which is getting remastered as well, which is awesome. And then the one we skipped over a bit was 14, the MMO
Yeah.
that's getting put on, which could be a hit or a huge miss.
Yeah, I don't think there's too much information from what I've heard. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, Square Enix was just the Final Fantasy conference.
Yeah.
Because
what?
they are relying on solely on one. Really, I like Final
We've got
Fantasy.
Kingdom Hearts
It's-
DLC coming up as well.
I don't
but-
like Kingdom.
Okay,
No,
well, then...
Kingdom Hearts is Final Fantasy with Mickey Mouse. Like I have nothing against those franchises, but yeah, it's just something like I would have liked a bit more variety. Like
Honestly,
that's
I
why
don't think
I
I
did
could've-
like the Marvel thing at the end. I was like, oh, cool, it's different, awesome.
Honestly, I don't think I could put that better.
Yeah.
The Kingdom Hearts thing. It's essentially Final
Yeah,
Fantasy with Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
Like
that's
I
perfect.
have nothing against them. It's not my type of game per se.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
just
I'll play Final Fantasy all day.
yeah,
Yeah.
But something for Kingdom Hearts just repels me.
yeah.
Okay.
I just wanted more variety from there.
For the
Conference.
overall.
Like it was cool. I,
mean-
was like, oh yeah, all right, more Final Fantasy, cool. And
Yeah.
then we got a Marvel. And I was like, okay, cool.
See, some of the other things that intrigued me a lot was The Last Remnant, which was actually a stealth drop them. It dropped on the Switch right after the conference, which is now able to download, which is just another RPG game. I don't know too much about it so far, but it looks pretty cool. It just looks like a fun RPG, which you could imagine to get from Square Enix.
Fair enough.
And then the last game that they... Well, not the last game they announced, but the last one I'm really excited for is Oninaki, which I mentioned before. It's... the basic premise behind it is if you've played Persona 5, then it's kind of similar in the sense that you go into this underworld, you fight demons, you convince them to join your side, and then you go continue the fight
I like
into
it.
different areas. And personally, I'm very excited for it. I don't know if it's on multiple platforms, but it's on a Switch at least, which makes me very happy because anything that drops on the Switch and doesn't look disgusting,
It's good.
we're getting it because it looks great.
And finally on Switch, let's go to Nintendo.
Here we go.
Yeah.
So one of their biggest things, which I don't know why it's the biggest thing being spoken about, they swiftly announced there being a sequel to Breath of the Wild, which is cool. Woo! Considering how long Breath of the Wild did take to make, I'm not expecting that anytime soon.
See, I'm expecting
Yeah.
it sooner than Breath of the Wild because they don't have to develop a new engine.
True, but it will be late 2020. Like,
I'd even say 2021, to be honest.
yeah, like it'll be late 2020 at the earliest, like a Christmas-esque
Yeah.
launch
Yeah.
game. Like, I'm pretty sure Mario Odyssey came around at Christmas time. I don't know.
I cannot remember.
But I think, yeah,
Mario Odyssey was like
it will
October,
definitely be
around then.
later, if anything. But yeah, I don't see it.
See, I could. This is.
And it will be a
just-
smarter move. Like 2020 is already stacked. Like,
Yeah.
there's
Look
so
to
many
the
games
future.
like, oh, let's rush and put out before Cyberpunk. It's like, no, you're done. Like, they're gonna have your game for a week, and then everyone's gonna buy Cyberpunk. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Because on that note as well, they mentioned there was the only thing that I think Nintendo fans are disappointed by, which, like, understandable, but at the same time, I'm okay with it. Is Animal Crossing got a release date, and people are expecting 2019, but it's March 2020. But personally, I'm okay with that
Yeah,
because
so am I.
look at what happened with Breath of the Wild. They delayed it, and we were like, oh no, but it
Well,
turned out to be a game of the year.
Yeah.
And
It's just
arguably
probably
the best
shouldn't
game
have
on
been.
Switch.
it's been a
Probably
game.
should have been game of the year, but okay.
Yeah,
Okay, I disagree, but yeah.
there's a lot of like a lot of things they've got to do for the game because it's completely new. Like it's new on the console. We haven't had one yet,
Yeah.
and you know, there's been a while since Animal Crossing, so they got to take their time.
Last one was like 2013, I think.
Yeah, for the
If not before
3DS.
then, maybe 3DS.
2012?
We
2012?
had two new Smash characters. So we had
Yes.
the
Banjo
Dragon
Kazooie.
Hero, Banjo-Kazooie, which was the bigger one, and
Which
the
was such a great reveal.
Dragon
of them.
Quest character, like the hero.
Just the hero, so you can
so
name them.
Pretty
Those characters.
simplistic.
But the cool thing about I'm obviously way more hyped for Banjo-Kazooie, who isn't? But, like, the good thing about the hero as well, they have, like, 4 different, I think, versions of the hero.
I think so.
And each
Yeah.
of them have, I don't know if they have different movesets in general, but, like, they play similar-ish to Shulk, where you can set different stances and have different moves based off of that as well, which I think is really cool. Like, they showed some who had, like, different shield moves and then, like, deflect moves and other things like that. Which, yeah, they were
Yeah,
cool,
but
but
this-
Banjo-Kazooie.
So they're getting released together
Yeah.
in fall, so it's a 2-for-1 character release, so they'll come in one DLC.
Yep, fair enough.
Then we have Dragon
That's
Quest.
coming spring as well.
Dragon,
for us.
Dragon Quest 11 Definitive Edition
Yep.
release date announced. Basically, that was the only reason why. No, not the only reason, but the main reason they'll put in Smash.
Yeah.
So that'll be coming out September 27th.
So the first game that they announced after that, well, not announced, but they showed more gameplay for Luigi's Mansion 3.
Yes.
Luigi.
Oh, Luigi.
Oh,
I will say, apart from the stupid name, this game looks like it's going to be great.
Well, I don't
I'm
think
so
those
excited.
games have ever like tried too hard to be like
No.
not silly. Like the whole plot of the whole thing's
it's
quite
Luigi.
yeah. So
It's-
you get what you get with Luigi, and you
Yeah.
enjoy it.
The gameplay looks like it's a game that's found it's like what it is meant to be at this point.
I
Like
don't even know how to say this game.
Seiken
Densetsu. Yep. 3 remake Trials of Mana coming
Trials
in
of Mana,
2020.
yeah.
Then we had
Link's Awakening.
Oh, they
Yep,
also
Link.
announced the collection of Mana, which for the first time outside of Japan is now available, and they also dropped that like the day of the conference.
Yeah.
So you can buy that now too.
Link's Awakening remake, Dungeon Maker mode, and release date.
That's the part that excites
revealed.
me more.
The Dungeon Maker.
Yeah.
So that is also September 20th. What's
Yeah.
the other one I said September?
That's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Man.
No, it's Fire Emblem.
Yes, Three
Yes,
Houses.
the trailer story.
We got a great cinematic
yeah.
for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'm excited about. I haven't actually been able to play like a proper Fire Emblem game, so I'm excited.
The last one I played was Awakening. It was on 3DS.
Yeah, that was the
Yeah.
last one I played
quite
then.
a while ago.
Quite a while ago.
And then
But-
there was Resident Evil 5 and 6 for the Switch.
Yep, going to Switch.
I have not heard good things
Honestly,
about 6, but like
The 5 and 6 of the main
Yeah.
series, weakest two.
They got
Yeah.
pretty like progressively got worse over time.
yeah.
Yeah, they tried to make it out
There's-
like a movie.
There's a
So-
reason why they made 2 in a remake.
Yep.
Yeah. So 0, quite good. 1, good. 2, good. 3, good. 4, very good. 5 and 6 were pretty much a movie.
yeah.
It was set, set really weirdly, and then 7 was brilliant.
Yeah, 7 was just completely new to what we had experienced.
They also announced, which shocked some people, but I wasn't really too shocked, was Witcher 3 is now on Switch.
Yeah.
Which I'm excited for, but you can tell during the trailer alone, the graphics have taken a hit. Which I kind of expected.
Which has always been a game that I've never fully seen a lot of. Like I can I get it, but I'm also just like meh.
I think you have to play a bit more than just the beginning of the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
to
I
really
made
get
it a
involved
fair whack
into
into 2, and I was like, why? Like I don't understand why everyone loved this much. I guess Witcher 3 was a high point of the series.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know. Didn't speak to me. Didn't speak to me as a gamer.
That's fair.
I think you have to get past the initial sort of bit of it.
Yeah.
My main
It's a
problem
big
was,
ass
and a
game.
lot of people disagree with me, is I found the main guy so boring.
Geralt.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can see
I,
that.
just,
He's
I
sorta-
like a good main character.
He's a bit quiet.
Yeah. I like a good main character. You know, your John Marstons, your trio from GTA 5.
Yeah.
They're all great,
Well,
Leon,
quote unquote
S. Kennedy.
heroes. Leon Kennedy was quite good.
Kennedy.
Yeah, he's funny.
Well, if you want main characters to talk a lot, No More Heroes 3 was announced. And that shocked, I was surprised as hell by that, because that was awesome, because we got a game that was released on Switch, based on No More Heroes World. I don't remember the name of it, but it sucked. It sucked horribly. But even then, like, it got announced anyway, and people were very surprised by that, but I'm very excited for this game as well.
Yeah,
It's going to be a good one.
I've never played the other ones.
I think 2's on Wii, and I think the other one's on GameCube or
Yeah.
Wii.
So
Yeah.
pretty much almost inaccessible at this point.
At this point, yeah.
Unless you use an emulator.
Indifferent.
But it's on Switch now.
Yeah, Demon Ex Machina
Yep.
gets a
Oh,
release
that was
date.
the one you were talking
That's
about.
the one.
September 13th. I know nothing about that game.
It's a mech game, basically.
Cool.
Yeah.
Because the game I was thinking of was Deus Ex Machina, where you're
Yeah.
a guy with robot arms
Oh,
and you
right,
punch
no.
through
Yeah,
walls.
I do know that one.
that's a fun one.
There was a free demo that was released for Daemon X Machina it might have been late last year,
I have no idea.
but it didn't get very good feedback. But Nintendo did listen to it from what they said, at least on the Twitter and Instagram. So I guess we'll see whether or not they listened and improved upon what happened. I didn't play
Yeah.
too much of the demo, but from what I did play, the controls are just very clunky.
Um,
It was a bit of a mess.
fair enough.
There's a game called Panzer Dragoon remake.
I don't know too much about it.
Yeah.
You fly
So
around on a cool dragon.
Sega's classic on a rail shooter was announced.
If I was to make some sort of theory of the game, that's where the Dragoon parts come in and smash. That would be my big sort of like. That's where
Maybe,
that's
yeah.
from, maybe. And then we got Contra.
Contra.
Yeah, I'm very excited
didn't
about
hear
that.
about this because this is a very old game
Yeah, they're making a new one.
Yeah.
I believe, and it's a lot Metal Geary.
called Contra Rogue,
Yeah.
Corpse.
Yeah, It's very, from what I've read, it's very Metal Geary, stealth sort of stuff. So I'm quite excited about that. And then they're releasing practically every
Everyone.
Contra game they've
Yeah.
done
Yeah.
on the Switch.
So alongside that
That's-
announcement, the company also revealed the Contra Collection
Yeah.
is available on new eShop starting today.
Well, back a few days ago. But yeah, I think
You can buy it now, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that includes normal Contra, Super Contra, Contra 3 Alien Wars, Contra 4 Hardcores, Operation C, and the Pro Protector versions of Contra 3 and Hardcores.
And then back to Ultimate Alliance 3 trailer was shown. Apparently there's tons of people, so we don't need to go into that.
I think that's just cool that for some... Cause Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2 were released, what, PS2?
PS2.
Yeah. And for some reason, they decided, screw it, Nintendo, you get this game alone. And it's an exclusive for Switch, which is cool to me because not too many companies nowadays,
I think
especially
it's
during Wii and Wii U,
because
were
it's semi-mobile-ish game. So Marvel Alliances are both on Steam
yeah,
now.
Yep, that would be.
So it is purely kind of more of a PC game now.
yeah,
And now they do it to this console because, like a lot of other companies agree, it's in a way a console you can play both like full AAA titles on, and also Borderland, like the indies mobile games
Oh,
like
yeah.
Blades and stuff
Yeah,
like that being ported onto there.
the
Because
Switch-
it is a portable console, you can
yeah.
take it anywhere.
The Switch has a bigger indie library, like a more
Oh, yeah.
prominent indie library than any other company right now.
Minus Steam.
Minus Steam,
Minus Steam.
obviously.
Steam is
Every
No.
But I think it's also Nintendo's a company that they've put more of a spotlight on the titles,
Yeah.
indie titles, than most companies apart from Steam have in previous years at all.
Although
They have their Nindy Directs as well, where they just highlight indie games that are coming out. I think it's
Yeah.
really cool.
yeah. Well, Steam's
one-
literally just so you make a game, put it on.
Yeah.
yeah. The one thing I will say about Ultimate Alliance 3 is you definitely should probably play the first two just to get a feel for the game.
Yeah.
And I think it has its voice actors from 10 years ago or so, 10, 15 years ago.
Right. They came
So
back.
it's like, no, these were in the first two original games.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah,
Nice.
there's quite a good system they had in the first two. I like them.
Yeah. So moving on, Mario and Sonic at the Olympics.
Yes.
Oh, that's going to be
Take it.
good.
Yes.
That's going to be good.
new sports you can do, like freaking skateboarding,
Skateboarding, yeah,
Oh.
skate.
judo or something, or some. I don't know what type of fighting it is. There's
Probably
actual
judo or
fighting.
something.
Judo,
Probably.
I'm guessing.
We get Inspire Reignited Trilogy on the Switch. We knew that was coming anyways.
Yeah.
They openly told us when they released the game, eventually Switch will get it because they have Crash. It's the same thing happened with the Crash
Yeah.
one. Came a bit later. Good game overall. Like I like the game. I was playing it yesterday.
The thing is, I love that they very subtly mentioned that as well, because they didn't even mention it. They did like a montage towards the end of the Nintendo Direct when I'm like, oh, that's probably the end. But they revealed the Spyro trilogy, the new Hollow Knight game, Ni no Kuni Wrath of the White Witch is coming to Switch, Minecraft Dungeons, Doom Eternal, and the new Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
All of them just randomly, just casually like, oh yeah, here's all of these games, by the way, in case you needed like 7 more to buy.
Including Alien Isolation.
I did miss that one,
Very
yeah.
fun game.
That looks like it's gonna be
Quite
great.
terrifying.
So yeah, Animal Crossing delayed. There's a company that brought us to some sort of thing, Cadence of Hyrule,
Yes, I'm excited for that.
coming very very soon. So June 13th.
Wow. Literally a month from today, I think.
No,
No,
it's
it's today. It's today for us.
Oh, okay.
Tomorrow
yeah.
for us.
Tomorrow for us.
Ah, fair enough.
Yeah.
13th. So that will be.
So it'll be the
two.
14th for us.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, do you guys know much about that game? Because I've did a bit of research.
Anything?
They're old like rhythm type arcade games, like you play and kill stuff to the beat of music, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And then they contacted Nintendo and they were like, hey, we wanted to put this game into console. They were like, hey, you want to use Link?
I know exactly
So
what.
now Link and Zelda are in it as well. And yeah,
So it's like a rhythm game.
yeah, it's a
It's
rhythm.
Elite Beat Agents.
Yes. But yeah.
Oh, the Japanese version of that game was so stupid.
Oh, man.
It's so great at the same time.
So yeah, it's kind of it's basically a hack and slash rhythm based game, but Nintendo's IP on it as well. So now you get a bunch of awesome Zelda music with it as well.
Nice.
Yep.
I'm
You can-
definitely getting that.
You can play it as Link and Zelda as well. You
Oh,
can
I'm
choose either.
100% getting that. I love rhythm games.
So
It's
that
so
comes out
good,
tomorrow
but
for
so
us.
bad.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for it.
So Astral Chain.
Dude, that game looks great.
I haven't heard anything about that for ages.
Yeah.
That game looks. They announced it out of nowhere at Nintendo Direct a few months ago, back when they revealed some stuff.
Would have to have been September, October.
Yeah.
I think it was a bit sooner than that.
Yeah.
I would
All
say
the
like
last Directs have just
January, February,
You reckon?
around then.
I reckon it was way earlier than that because I remember we were talking about it,
was-
ages ago.
It was after
I
they
haven't
announced
heard of
Joker. Well, I will say, honestly, it looks very ambitious for a Switch
Yeah,
game.
it
in
does
terms
say
of
here
graphics.
it looks very over
beautiful.
the top as well. So, over the top could be good.
Yeah.
if
I'd
they
say
do
good.
well.
It's one of the games I'm most excited for this year. To be
Something
honest.
I hadn't heard about now, and I've heard now, and I don't like it. Pokemon Sword and Shield will work with Pokeball Plus,
Eh.
which means we're probably getting shitty catching system.
Oh no,
I
apparently
think it's just
it's different
compatible with.
because from what I saw during the gameplay,
Well, like the whole thing
trailer,
of like you can take a Pokemon and walk with it.
it's basically
So
like
the
remember in Hard Gold Soul
Pokewalker.
Silver.
Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
it's like
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
That's not too
You
bad.
can't use it to actually play Pokemon
Good,
Sword and
because
Shield.
that was dumb.
Yeah, so it says Nintendo may teases that something good may happen if you bring a Pokeball with you. However, it doesn't appear that you'll be able to use the Pokeball Plus as a controller for Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
Good. I hated that. That was dumb.
Or you could have just used the
You
control
didn't have
pads as well.
I
That's the
hated
main
all
way
of
they
it.
played it.
I
Yeah.
hated all of it. I wanted to
Fair
battle.
enough.
I wanted to catch. Like,
Fair
that's my
enough.
thing. There was a Corgi Pokemon, though.
Yes.
That's a big thing on Twitter today.
I love that these games are just all about the good boys. You
Yeah.
can catch a bunch of good
Got
fluffer
so many good
doggos.
boys and a really angsty bird.
Yeah.
That's just
Which is
England
also
for you.
which is also your Uber arriving. It's the taxi
Yeah.
Pokemon of
Yeah.
the game.
But that's good. Like, it's good that we're slowly getting releases like that more than like here's just Pokemon. Like, I like seeing them in a trailer. But, oh, that looks cool. So that, and it's just a classic joke at the Queen owning only corgis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an electric dog, which does annoy me. I feel like that's something we've had too many times before. If you're Electrox and you're Mantrix and all
Oh,
that.
that's true.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I reckon we can we have enough that we can talk about Pokemon on its own podcast. I reckon we might just keep this one a bit.
No,
To
this
the
is
point.
just E3.
Yeah.
So this
Yeah.
is
I was sorry about that. That's pretty
Pokemon
much
I was
all,
gonna
done
say-
at
that's all the
E3.
news we got there. We got
Yeah.
we got a quick trailer. We saw what gym battles look like,
Yeah.
and then
We saw more of the
we saw a dog.
Dynamax features, that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. The thing that actually intrigues me though is when they showed the Dynamax feature, when they showed the trainers running up towards it, they showed the trainers running up towards it as if they were their own trainers.
yeah.
I'm
that
thinking,
was really weird.
Is co-op an option in these games?
For those, yes.
For those, yes, obviously.
Yeah.
But
So from what I have heard with the Dynamax features, you can encounter some sort of
it's like a max
red
raid battle,
thing. Yeah.
basically.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like you can have up to 4 people going and battling it.
And only one of the people can use the Dynamax for their own Pokemon, which means there's going to be fights for who gets to use who.
Yep.
But
interesting.
the thing that intrigued me was the trainers were running up to the Dynamax thing, but they weren't running simultaneously, in the same animation. They're running up at their own different times.
Yeah. So
Which makes me wonder whether or not co-op is available outside of that in terms of running around in the open areas.
maybe.
This is just speculation at this point, but I'm hopeful it is, because that would be awesome if
It
we
would
could get
be.
an open world multiplayer Pokemon.
I don't think they'd do that.
I
If
think
they
it's a
did,
bit
it would
ambitious.
only be in the wild areas.
That's a part of
If they were going to do an open world one, they would sell it as an open world Pokemon game. I feel like.
They probably
Yeah.
would trademark it more towards
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I'd love a Pokemon MMO-esque type thing.
Definitely.
Like
A good one.
You're starting the game. Which region do you want to start in?
Yeah.
Like, there's a couple of those online, but it's
Yeah.
like you have to have your own ROM of the game, so like a Fire Red or a Emerald.
There's
or
also
something like
just the bad versions. Well, they're not bad, but was like the really old school one where you could go online.
that. The first one I remember was Pokemon Crater.
Yes,
Pokemon Crater,
Pokemon
and then
Crater.
that evolved into Pokemon Indigo something. Yeah.
There's Pokemon. I have one now. Oh no, that one's not as much. It's just you can almost just make any Pokemon you want and battle people.
Oh, fair enough.
So there's people using all the cheap
Yeah.
tactics, like this Pokemon knows this ability and these moves, so we can do that. It's like cool. My team just got wiped out.
I know there are some half decent ones out there.
Does
some
Pokemon
good
Crater
ones.
still exist?
It does,
Technically, kind of.
but I think it's still. I don't think it's back to its past glories.
Oh, I
So
doubt
think
it. Yeah.
There's a couple that are quite good that may or may not have been taken down. There currently is
Now, unless it's a site, there's like Pokemon Vortex.
Yeah, there's a whole heap of those online free games, but there are 3 big ones. I think one of them's been taken down in Pokemon 3D.
Yep.
That's like your gold, silver sort of one, heart, gold, soul, silver. Quite good. Had all the potential in the world until Nintendo said no, stop.
Yeah.
Then
Which
I
I'm not
think-
surprised.
No. Then there was Pokemon Revolution Online. I think that was a downloadable one.
Yep.
It's where you play through.
Multiple regions in that one.
Yeah,
I'm
I
pretty
think
sure.
that one's
Yeah.
multiple regions.
Yeah.
Pokemon Vortex is a new thing.
And then there was like Poke MMO, which is like you can load your own ROMs in
Yeah.
and play with other people on it. So
Which is cool.
yeah, it's alright.
But yeah, the thing that I'm very excited about with Sword and Shield, which is one of the good takeaways from Let's Go, is at least, I don't know if it's in everywhere, but at least in the wild areas, you can see the Pokemon out in the wild, which to
Yeah.
me is just awesome.
Someone did.
gives you a bit of half.
Someone did
Yeah.
point out a meme that like, there's like a video of like the person walking through in Machoke's just like,
Yeah.
it's like in Pokemon Sun and Moon, a wild Machoke will come and beat the shit out of you. But yeah, no, I
Get
like that.
excited.
I did really like that feature because it just, yeah, I don't expect it to be all the time.
No.
Because if not, from what we've seen, it's very scarce catching Pokemon.
Yeah.
It looks like a Breath of the Wild like area, just very open world in the wild areas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do like it. I just think it makes it a bit more fun. I just wanted to bring back walking with buddies.
I
Yeah.
hope so. I wish.
Yeah.
That was a great feature.
There's also mad rage about the fact that not every Pokemon's available.
Yeah, the national dex is capped at like 400 or something in these games, which we had a chat about this on the way.
Yeah.
It could be like they
split
did with
into
Red
half
and Blue.
and half.
Yeah,
Like Sword gets X
amount of them.
X amount of them, and Shield will get the others.
Yeah.
But
This is speculation. We don't know
Yeah.
for sure.
That
But
makes
would
sense
make it better.
considering they are doing the combo to buy both games.
Yeah.
yeah,
So the thing is, I understand the frustrations, obviously, with the, like, it's a Pokemon game, you want to catch them all, and now you can't catch them all.
But there was always Pokemon games where you couldn't get all of them. Like there was
Yeah.
tons in Sun and Moon.
Ruby
you
and
can't
Sapphire,
get.
you couldn't get any of them until Ruby.
Like I'm
until
sure
Leaf and Fire Red.
eventually there'll be some sort of trade system like they did with the Pokebank.
I'm thinking they're gonna do a patch,
Pokemon
and then
Home.
Pokemon Home's coming. So I reckon once Pokemon Home launches properly, I reckon they might do a patch and put in the
Plus,
other
when
ones
I
as
buy
they go.
a new Pokemon game,
Hopefully.
I want to experience the new Pokemon.
That's, yeah, exactly.
I don't want to go and go, cool, I started it. Now, where is my top 5 favorites?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not the point of a new game.
So I think the main argument is competitive trainers, they want to have their Pokemon ready to go when
Well,
the competitive season
shut the
launches.
fuck up. Just deal with it. Like,
yeah.
it's a
Find
fun
new
game.
Pokemon.
Like, it's going to be a new Pokemon game for new generations too, seeing it's on a new console.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let people enjoy it and stop whinging.
Yeah.
Especially because we don't know what the end product's going to be at this point.
Exactly. But
Doesn't
yeah.
launch until November as well. We've still got time.
Got
They want
plenty
to-
of time. We've seen, 6 Pokemon, not including the starters?
yeah, roughly.
So
Yeah,
there's a
about
sheep.
7, 10. There's a sheep which took over the world.
A
and
sheep, a corgi, a bird.
And if you
and
don't
some weird
Dynamax
dinosaur thing.
your sheep, you're an idiot, because that's the biggest pillow in the world you could have. It's
But
great.
overall, E3,
Good.
very good.
Good.
Were there
Very
any
good.
games we
I
missed?
think everything had. If we did, they're not important. If it happened, there were each
Not really, yeah.
conference had its lackluster points,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
you can't have everything be 100%.
Oh, Super Mario Maker 2. That's
Oh,
coming
that's
out
right.
June 28th. I'm very, 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 very excited for that.
Fair enough.
It's going to be great.
I'm not.
Buy it anyway.
I
It'll
mean,
change your mind.
well, because they got rid of online play.
No, they didn't.
Yep.
Pretty sure
You,
it's still-
you can't go online to one of your friends' maps.
That's stupid.
It was a big thing that a lot of people were mad about.
Hold on, I've got to look that up. I
It
feel like
was
that's stupid.
it was
if
like
that's real.
it was like a big rant thing I heard saw
Yeah.
people talk about.
There are also a couple other games that I know you guys weren't interested that got released. There's an Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition out. So
Yeah, that's
I think
not
that's
really my
like
scene,
it's like 4K sort of graphics, which the original game I think was 1999. Still has a massive fan base 20 years later.
Surprisingly
It's-
enough, it's still big.
Online mode will get a friends patch after launch. They decided a day ago. So they
it's stupid.
decided that everyone else was like, "You're an idiot."
Yeah, that's super weird. Anyway, yeah. it's
So
like-
you could go
We'll,
into
we'll offer online
you could
multiplayer with friends.
go online, but you couldn't do your friends' maps. And then there was big outrage about it. So now they're fixing it. So say if you made a map
Yeah.
and I wanted to do your map, I wouldn't be able to do that. I'd only be able to get online ones that have been selected, or I'd have to search for it to find your map.
That's so weird to
Very
me, because
stupid.
that was in the first game.
Yep, and then they removed it, and now everyone's mad. So that's why they've just released that patch, so you can contact your friends.
That's
Why?
stupid.
That's the only thing I know about the game so far. Was I hadn't even heard it was coming out. I just heard people are mad because you can't play with your friends.
That's a bit stupid. But yeah, that was pretty much all at E3.
Keanu Reeves. If you want a good game, Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, pretty much.
Keanu Reeves.
Yep.
And yeah, that's about
Yeah,
it.
that's it.
That's all of it. There's a lot of talking from us, opinions, but a lot of
It's a
my
podcast.
biggest
Yeah.
the biggest overall thing about that I took away from it was I wish there was more for this year.
Yeah.
There was a lot for 2020.
I think.
Which is in a way the point, but
Yeah.
I like it to be somewhat even.
I like when they do more stealth drops or surprise
I do,
launches.
but I just feel like all the things
Yeah.
that we got this year are games where you're like, oh yeah, alright. Nothing exciting or nothing we didn't know wasn't already coming out. Like Borderlands 3 we knew was coming out this year.
Yeah.
I think I agree with you in the sense that nothing exciting. Well, there are games that are exciting, but nothing exciting that we didn't know
For the
about.
next
Yeah.
6 months.
Yeah.
Everything else that does come out this month, this year, you're like, yeah, right.
Yeah.
That we didn't know about.
We
Everything
mainly
else
knew
we
about
knew.
them.
To be fair, that gives us a lot of time to save to get good games.
Yeah, because there's a lot
Doom
coming up.
Eternal is also coming out this year.
Doom
Yes.
Eternal, Borderlands, Pokemon.
Oh man.
Yep, that's all
Astral-
I can name right
For me,
now. That
Astral Chain, Dragon Quest Builders 2,
Yep.
Final Fantasy 7.
Next year.
Next year. Okay, we're good enough.
Next year at a minimum. I
if
think.
it doesn't get delayed again.
Ni no Kuni Wrath of the White Witch, for me at least, I'm absolutely going to buy that day when it comes out. Great game. If you haven't played it yet, buy it. It's too
Down
Ghibli.
Skate 4. Thank you for
It's
watching.
okay. We have Mario and Sonic now for that.
Yeah.
I'm going to cry myself to sleep.
Thanks for watching.